Have you ever played a game where the music doesn't just sit in the background, but actually becomes the heart of the story and keeps you coming back to the soundtrack, even when you are nowhere near the game? For me, in Clair Obscur Expedition 33, that song is Alicia. Every time I hear it, I remember the journey, the characters, the emotions, everything. Ever since I finished the game, it stayed stuck in my head, and I hear it every now and then because it was that impactful. Today we're going to dive into how the soundtrack paints the story, highlights character arcs, and makes you feel every feeling of loss, hope, and every heartbeat. And yes, I'll also cover battle themes, like, quick disclaimer, excuse my French, Une fille à tame, the song that basically tells the story of Renoir and Aline's confrontation, in music. I don't know much about the intricacies of music, even though I really enjoy listening to it. But I recently learned about leitmotifs when watching this video on Bisley channel, about video game bosses and their music, and I immediately recognized it when I heard a leitmotif in Expedition 33, so I really felt the need to talk about it. A leitmotif is a short and recurring melody you can hear all across a soundtrack, and Clair Obscur is filled with them. The leitmotif in Expedition 33 is the track Alicia, most of us know as the main menu music. The first song you hear when you start up the game. The moment you start the game, you immediately know it will be special, as even the menu screen stays with you and follows you everywhere. It starts gentle. It feels like childhood, innocence, and fragile hope. Later, it gets faster and more urgent. It feels like danger is approaching. Then it sounds broken and heavy, reflecting the grief and loss felt all throughout the story. That's the genius of a leitmotif. It evolves with the story. Every time it plays, your brain says something's about to matter or be lost. Now here's where the OST goes above and beyond and tells a story through music. This song literally tells the story of Renoir and Aline, people who we come to know as the bad guys. It shows you their fight and their love, a tragedy, all in a single track. Listen to the shifts, soft lament to tension, to desperation, and finally to catharsis. This is not just a battle theme, it's almost therapeutic. You don't need dialogue, the music tells you everything you need to know. A little side note which I felt was important to mention here, because it highlights the insane amounts of dedication poured into this masterpiece, is all tracks starting with the words Une fille à tame, translating to a whole life of loving you. Une fille à peindre, translating to a life to paint. Une fille à rêver, translating to a life to dream about. They are 11 minutes long. Together they are 33 minutes long, which I thought was an insane detail. Even small things like the duration of tracks is calculated and made perfect, and that's what makes this soundtrack and game so special. Next, I want to dive into the characters and their personal tracks. All main party members have tracks associated with them, and they all portray who the characters are and what their personalities are. Starting with Verso. Verso's music is hollow and echoing, like a memory trying to become a person. You can hear the weight he carries, this feeling of being both present and absent. His theme only truly makes sense after the twist, and that's what makes it brilliant. Maelle's theme shifts as she grows, lighter at first, then heavy, with responsibility and grief. She evolves with her music, and without even playing. You feel her story, even before dialogue happens. Lune's theme is calm but determined, a slow rising melody carried by soft piano and a warm harmony. It's soothing, there's a quiet bravery in it. Lune is the one who saves Gustave in his lowest moment, and her theme reflects exactly that. Not dramatic heroism, just kindness and emotional strength. It's comfort turned into music. Sciel's theme is one of my favorites. It's clever, poetic and a little melancholic, just like her. You can feel the layers in the melody. The confidence, the intelligence, but also wounds she hides deep behind her wit. There's this wandering phrase in the strings that sounds like someone searching for meaning, and it hits especially hard when you know her backstory. Monoco's theme is playful, quirky and almost bouncy. It belongs in a club, perfectly capturing how he lightens the mood just when you need it. His whole musical identity is chaos gremlin but lovable, and it's such a relief in an otherwise crushing story. even the instrumental feels like it's having fun. And of course I haven't forgotten about our best boy Gustave. I will cover the amazing song associated with him later on. Combat sequences in Expedition 33 aren't just about skill, they're about emotion. The soundtrack reminds you what's at stake: hope, memory and survival. Melodies are weaved with tension. Percussion matches heartbeats, and every swing of the sword is echoed musically. Sometimes there's no action, no dialogue, just music, and that's when the OST hits hardest. Hope is represented by a soft piano, making you feel at ease and looking forward to the future. Fear is heard through sharp strings and minor keys whenever Renoir shows up or a major twist hits you. Grief is all over this game and is heard through many different tracks, one of those being the Alicia leitmotif, warped, stretched and slowed. It's subtle, it's heartbreaking, and it's absolutely unforgettable. The soundtrack doesn't just support the story, it carries it. Leitmotifs anchor memories, and character themes reveal personality and their arcs. Story songs that play in important fights and moments tell the events in music. No one plays the game and forgets the music. It sticks with you, it's unforgettable. Lastly, I wanted to mention my two favorite songs of the whole soundtrack. For those who come after, and Gustave. The former is like an amalgamation of the story of Clair Obscur, a story about family and determination. It begins with an insane violin drop and goes into a sad but also hopeful melody, perfectly representing the beautiful madness this game is. The latter is a track filled with despair, haunting and foreboding at first, but also a little playful. We all know the tragedy that happened in the story. This track is a perfect representation of Gustave and his character, the hopeful but tragic main character we've all come to love. This song still instantly gives me goosebumps every time I put it on. So if you play Expedition 33 or listen to the OST on Spotify, pay attention. Alicia is the heartbeat of memory. You can hear it all throughout the journey. Vie à Tamé is the story in song and makes the story all the more interesting. It's more than background music, it's a living narrative, a canvas in sound. And that's why this OST isn't just good, it's unforgettable. It's a story itself, in the form of great music. Thanks for listening, and maybe play Alicia again, and you'll feel the journey all over once more. Excuse my bad media literacy. Firstly, thanks for watching. I really love doing research for this video, as I love music and really love the game, as you can tell probably. I hope you visit my channel again, and definitely go watch my first video on Expedition 33, because that video ties really well into this one. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope to see you back.